Hi, Ryan.
Cool. Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. Happy to be
Great.
here with you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Monsters and Critics here. Saw the movie. I was really impressed. Um, the way it builds intensity throughout is just incredible. What are some of your takeaways from the movie, like as far as the whole creating experience and working with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane? What was that like for you?
It was a very surreal experience. The
Yeah.
very first rehearsal, we worked on that diner scene. It was like
Mhm.
jumping off into the deep end with them right away. Let's
Yeah.
do the pivotal scene of
Hmm.
mine in the movie and
Hmm.
mine in reference to our relationships. And even though it was the very first day,
Hmm.
I felt so comforted and so safe in their presence. And I think at the end of it, Kevin sort of looked over at Diane. And, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing, and that was,
Yeah.
um, he was implying that they had to raise their game in some way, which is just too much
Wow,
flattery for me.
that is so
um,
cool.
yeah, and the entire experience of making the movie, the pacing of it was
Yeah.
so unique from a lot of what is made currently.
Yeah.
All of us have like micro attention spans at this point, and it's very hard to get people to with you. And
Hmm.
this just builds an intensity in
Yeah.
a way that you have to be watching the whole time, or you're going to miss the
Yeah.
bulk of the beautiful performances that Kevin and Diane do happen the
Yeah.
from
Wonderful.
start.
Really well done. Yeah, I would describe it kind of as like a crescendo where it just keeps building and building, but there's always something that you're like, oh my gosh, what's about to happen? uh, and I don't want to give away too much. Obviously, we're here to promote it, but not give anything away. But you have a really intense role here in this movie. Very and you did pull it off exceptionally well. So I have to concur with Kevin Costner and Diane that you did a really great job. Um, how did you get into the mindset of, being able to pull off such a multidimensional, difficult character to portray?
I did um I did do some research on intimate partner violence. It
Yeah.
was important to me to be aware with
Hmm.
the familial cycle of violence, especially in this,
Yeah.
and how generationally intimate partner violence affects multiple generations. And it's a pattern that if someone doesn't take the initiative to break it, it will continue.
Yeah.
And I spoke to a family friend who had been in a violent relationship,
Hmm.
and I heard from her that one of the hardest things about expressing that to your family was
Hmm.
the fear of judgment, or the fear that you should have seen it coming or been something you gently.
Hmm.
And that really resonated for me with Lorna, that she would already feel judged as a mother, and that this was
Yeah.
just another judgment that may be put on her
Right.
um, when she had no options. So that was, I think, my initial way in. But so much of it is unspoken, and a lot of it I found in relationship to Diane
Yeah.
uh,
Really
and
well
our
done. Yeah.
sisters.
I was a criminal justice major in undergrad, so like I studied this stuff for years, and I was amazed. I was like, this is right on the money, like the way that you really delivered. So really great job. So as far as working on set with all of them, I don't want to ask for a scene or anything or any vivid descriptions because again, don't want to give anything away. But what was one of your favorite moments, kind of working on the set of this film?
My favorite day, I
Hmm.
think, I think all of the stuff that happens at Leslie Manville's character Blanche's house was
Hmm.
probably my favorite block of shooting because we
Hmm.
were all there together. I mean, it was the first time that all of us were together in the house. Pretty much every member of the cast, except the wonderful Boo Boo Stewart, is inside of this house at the same time.
Yeah.
And that a scene like that, that's such a beast, that has this long, you know, like 10-page sweeping arc. I was
Yeah.
watching everybody come at like the top of their level.
Yeah.
And in that same block of time, we did most of the stunts, which I was incredibly excited to do. And the boys who played my sons were incredibly excited to do it too.
Yeah. That's so awesome. So what's it like? I was impressed by you. You guys seem to work off each other really well. What's that like? You know, I'm not an actor. What's it like for you guys to really, be hitting it like that and be able to work off each other so well for a big scene like that?
My favorite indication of great actors and when I know I'm in something fantastic is when
Uh-huh.
everybody can drop right in and out
Yeah.
and be cracking jokes right up until the moment that Tom said action. And this was very much one of those sets. Everybody was having a great time. Everyone was like telling stories and joking. And then the minute action was called, everybody was immediately right there. And I think that's so impressive, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes you knowing who your character is
Yeah.
completely,
Yeah.
and still being able to maintain yourself while on
Yeah.
set. And I love when people can do that because I like to have a laugh right before things get really
Yeah.
terrible and tense.
I don't know how you do that. So you guys were just cracking it up, and then you go right into it. That's different. Awesome. How much time did you have, before shooting to meet and hang out with the cast and to get to know each other?
We didn't have a long time, but we did have a short rehearsal period,
Mhm.
myself with Diane and Kevin and the boys,
Uh-huh.
which is incredibly rare for film. And I originally started in theater, so that feels really exciting for me when
Yeah.
the day on set is not
Yeah.
the first time doing it.
Yeah.
So we had a little bit of time. And then, of course, we were shooting in some of these towns that there really is nothing to do. Um,
Yeah.
there's like the restaurant in the hotel you're staying at and a bar
Right.
down the street, and that's about it in the town. So
Yeah.
we
That's
were
all.
all together to
Mhm.
forced together all the time, which is my favorite way to make something.
That's so cool. It's a testament to the acting because you guys were definitely there was a lot of tension in the film, but the fact that you guys were able to hang out is awesome and enjoy it. Where did you guys actually film this?
We filmed in Calgary, Canada, and
Wow.
it's really such a beautiful area. Brokeback
Yeah.
Mountain was shot in one of the
Okay.
towns that we shot in as well.
Yeah.
Really mountainous, really
Yeah.
gorgeous. I did a lot of hiking while I was there because it's
Yeah.
unbelievable, the landscape. Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. So, what I love to ask this of artists because yeah, again, we're towing a fine line because I don't want to give anything away. But what's something that you felt like was unique about this project? And compared because every project has their uniqueness. What do you feel like is the most unique or dynamic about this film in your mind?
I loved watching Tom and our cinematographer work in tandem together. I think
Mm.
that that's always something I look at is the relationship between the cinematographer and the director. And when they are fully in sync,
Yeah.
it's like watching a magic trick. It's
Yeah.
that was maybe my favorite piece of this is I got to know both of them pretty well and got very close with both of them. And I ask a lot of questions when I'm on set because I'm genuinely interested in everybody else's job,
Yeah.
and not just my own.
Yeah.
And they both were so generous in answering questions or um, showing me specific reasoning behind the choices, why this lens, why this frame.
Wow.
And that really gives me as an actor a better sense of the movie we're making, and not just Lorna's role in it, but my role as an actor.
Yeah.
And being part of that greater network of incredible artists
Yeah.
behind the camera is really one of my favorite things about being an actor.
That's so great. Do you see yourself moving into directing in the future and getting behind the camera some?
I would love to. I have to learn from a lot of great directors first. I am writing. I'm a writer, and
Oh,
I definitely see myself. Sometimes I'm writing things and I'm not writing a part for myself. A lot of
mhm.
times that's the case, but
Yeah.
when I'm writing, I can see the movie when I fall asleep at night. Like, I dream of what it looks like.
Wow.
So what that tells me is I know how I would direct something. So that's promising.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
Well, that's maybe a few years down the road, I'll be interviewing you as a director.
I
So,
really hope so.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was a blast of a movie. I encourage anyone watching this right now to check it out. Um, the way it builds is unique. It is definitely an awesome movie, and I highly encourage everyone to watch it. So again,
Yep.
Kayli, thank you for your time today.
Thanks so
And
much. I'll watch it.
alrighty.